So guys, when I saw this story about a cruise ship and the manufacturer going bankrupt, and now this cruise ship could very likely be scrapped, I was like, wow, we need to make a video about this. What a crazy freaking story. I want to show you some photos and then I want to read what's actually going on. My girlfriend Vicky would really like that butterfly on the front of that ship. I'm just saying, she would definitely really like that image right there. Look at this cruise ship. The company has gone bankrupt. It's potentially going to be scrapped. What the hell is going on with the world? We're going to be talking about this. Look at this shot right here. Wow. What a magnificent marvel of engineering. Wow, just wow. How is this even a possibility? So these are the mock-ups of what this ship would have had it not been probably going to be scrapped at some point. Look at all the water slides. All the water slides and all the swimming pools and the roller coaster. Look at the roller coasters in the back, right? Take a look at this shot right here. This is an even better shot of this ship. They've actually built the water slides, and the water slides are ready to be put on the ship right now. And I'm about to show you this. This is crazy bonkers. Look at the water slides. Absolutely massive ship. And they're not going to make it anymore, potentially. There's another image. Wow. Now, mind you, there are two, not one, but there are two cruise ships potentially getting scrapped. One is way more built than the other. Let's talk about that, right? And there's another photo right there. Again, a different kind of shot from the one we showed you before. Slightly different. And there are the water slides, ready to be put on this ship. Unfreaking believable. Now, of course, because of the coronavirus pandemic, businesses all around the world have been going extinct. All right? Where's the dodo bird? In the same category as a lot of businesses, unfortunately, including a lot of cruise ships, right? The cruise industry was absolutely massive, as a lot of cruise insiders would have known before the pandemic, right? But of course, when everyone started coughing, cruises were basically a no-go for a year and a half to 2 years. And a lot of cruise ships that were old and neglected, well, I wouldn't say neglected, but a lot of cruise ships that were old were basically sent to scrap. But of course, they are currently building brand new ones, right? This is such an interesting thing. Now, the Titanic, right? The Titanic could carry 2,435 passengers. But her capacity to more than 3,300 people, okay? 3,300 people. This cruise ship that I'm about to read about right now could hold 9,000. 3,300 to 9,000. This would have been the biggest cruise ship in terms of capacity, and they're getting rid of it. Now, before I tell you the story about this, I have been on a few different cruise ships in the past, and on my Channel 1 YouTube channel, I've made a full series of cruise ship videos that you guys can see completely, how would I say, completely done in a professional, cinematic style. So if you guys want to go check that, please absolutely do, right? Now, reading from this website today, Traveller. World's largest cruise ship, Global Dream 2, to be dismantled without a single sailing. Oh, this is just terrible. It was meant to herald a new class of giant cruise ship, but the Global Dream 2, unfortunately, looks set for the scrapyard even before it sails a single journey. Holding more than 9,000 guests. Remember, the Titanic could do roughly 3,300, roughly, all right? Holding more than 9,000 guests and a crew of 2,200. So 11,200 people. 11,200 people. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. 11,200 people. The vessel would be the world's largest cruise ship by passenger capacity. Now, there currently is bigger cruise ships out there, but they aren't able to handle and carry as many passengers. So, all right, there you go. With that, it was being built along with a sister ship, Global Dream. So the Global Dream 1 and the Global Dream 2, both being built roughly the same time, all right? Being built by Dream Cruises. Now, the construction had started in 2018. Of course, the pandemic was 2020, right? And each ship reportedly cost, I don't know, roughly 1.8 billion American, or if you're Australian, 2.58 billion, all right? But that cruise line, along with the German shipyard where the vessels are being built, has gone under. Ship builders MV Warfen, am I saying that right, was part of Genting Hong Kong, a company which collapsed during the pandemic, unfortunately. Now, it has also owned Star Cruises and a luxury line, Crystal Cruise, apparently, as well, both of which have, unfortunately, been liquidated. This is a mock-up of what it would have looked like. Unbelievable, right? So a report in Germany, let me say that again. A report in German cruise industry magazine, Aboard, said that Global Dream 2's half-finished keel will be sold for scrap. Now, I'm not a big ship guy, so I was like, what's the keel? Well, this is what a keel looks like. The underneath bit. All right? So Global Dream 2 is in the beginning stages of it, by the looks of it, whereas Global Dream 1 is 80% complete. Okay? So let me read that again. Global Dreams 2 half-finished keel will, looks like, definitely be sold for scrap. And that the fixtures and the engines are also up for sale. Now, the shipyard has been sold to a manufacturer of naval vessels, which has reportedly given an ultimatum. My way or the goddamn highway, as they would maybe say. the ultimatum. If I can find where I was what I was reading, the shipyard has been sold to a manufacturer of naval vessels, which has reportedly given an ultimatum that the cruise ship has to be out of that area by the beginning of 2024. Right? Obviously, to build a ship takes a long time and a lot of effort and material, right? And it sits in that shipyard for a long time. Well, this new company, the owner wants it out by 2024, right? Will it be fully complete by then? I don't know. While it isn't looking good for Global Dream 2, there are hopes of finding a buyer for the current Global Dream, which is still getting built, 80% capacity as far as I'm aware, as it is further along the building process. There we go. It is 80% complete and can be towed to a new location. So that there's potential finger cross situation happening here. Potentially it could, potentially not. At 208,000 gross tons, I should say, the two ships would have jointly been the 6th largest cruise ships by size in the world. Only Royal Caribbean's 5 Oasis class ships would have been bigger, apparently. Now, the current record holder is the Wonder of the Seas at 236,857 gross tons. Now, the ships were being built with the Asian market in mind and would feature the world's largest cinemas on a cruise ship. I think there was 8 screens, as far as I've heard correctly. There would have been 8 screens, the world's largest on a ship ever. My cat is meowing and running around doing weird things, my black cat, so I'm a little at the moment, okay? Forget about that. Now, as well as a theme park, complete with the longest roller coaster at sea. I'm just going to quickly do that there so I know where I'm up to. And then when I look at this picture again, if I can find it. So this would have been the world's largest ship roller coaster. As you guys can see, it actually goes over there as well. It goes over there in the distance, over there. There's another shot here, I think. There we go. So if we zoom in more here, we can see that it looks like a one-track roller coaster, whereas normal roller coasters have 2 tracks. Well, this would have been a one-track roller coaster. I'm not sure if it's saving up on weight. Maybe that's why they built a one-track coaster. But yeah, it would have been the longest on a cruise ship ever. All right. Now, there were 2,500 planned staterooms on board, and each was designed to accommodate families of 3 or 4 passengers. Genting Hong Kong, the company, right, which collapsed in January, was also at the center of 2 farcical on the Lam cruise voyages earlier this year. Now, this is going to be freaking interesting when I tell you this. 2 Crystal cruise ships diverted from their original itineraries to dock in the Bahamas in a bid to avoid US ports over unpaid fuel bills. I'll tell you what this means in a minute. Guests accused the cruise line, of kidnapping them after diversions from the original journey. So basically, according to this, from what I've read, right, the cruise ship company apparently owed roughly $4 million in unpaid fuel costs. Had this cruise ship docked in Miami with all its passengers, had they docked in Miami, authorities potentially would have taken the ship over. They would have said, Captain, you are now to stop this cruise line, and you are no longer able to leave where you are now in US jurisdiction because you owe $4 million roughly in petrol, in diesel fuel for the ship, right? So because of that, they were like, guests, I know we were going to go to Miami, but we're not going to Miami anymore because we're going to get arrested if we do. They got arrested, not the passengers. But yeah, so they went to the Bahamas instead, right? Terrible situation. Now, obviously, if you're a cruise line company or any company, any tiny shop front company to a big company, you obviously don't want things like this to happen, right? But the pandemic, unfortunately, fucked over a lot of businesses. It's terrible. Dreadful. So I don't know what the answer is, but I'm telling you now, I would have loved to have gone on a cruise ship with 8 of the biggest cinemas ever invented on a cruise ship. And yeah, it's sad that it'll potentially never happen. Now, I think to finish this actual cruise ship, I think I read somewhere it would cost about 800 million. I think. Now look, Elon Musk, currently as I'm speaking this right now, has declined to buy Twitter. Currently, as we're filming this video, right? Who knows? In a year, we'll know exactly what happened, right? Does he own it? I don't know. But at the moment, he's declined to buy Twitter, and the resulting fine penalty of that is $1 billion, $1 billion. So, I mean, he could buy this cruise liner for the fine that he's getting for not buying Twitter, and still have money left over, and then have a cruise ship to have a company, right? Imagine that, Elon Musk actually having a cruise ship company. I mean, it's possible. It could happen, right? But if no one buys this, yeah, basically the cruise ship is going to look like this. Now, it is very famously known in the building industry that if a building company is building a house or a building, and it's half complete roughly or whatever, because they go bankrupt or something, it's famously known that no one wants to take that house or take that company or take that building and finish it off. No one wants to get involved. It's quite famously known, right? People just don't want to get involved in it. So will this situation be the same as that? Will there be no one willing to take this half, 3/4, 80% finished cruise ship and finish it off, or will they actually do it? I don't know. What do you guys reckon about this? We're on both these channels, Channel 2 right now, but of course we also are on Channel 1 with those cruise ship films that I just showed you before. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, at Tallboy Gareth. Like and subscribe. Give us a like and subscribe. 4 videos a week. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Terrible situation, but gosh, I really, really hope they end up finishing it off, because it's just going to be ridiculous for them. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Love you. Bye.